This is Kristen Beek with Rivals.com here with 2025 star Cade Cunningham. We're at the Pangos All-American Camp out in California. Cade, you guys just got one game under your belt. I know you know some of these guys from the Nike EYBL circuit, but how's it feel to be out here with some of the younger talent and players from other circuits?
It's fun playing against, different guys. I mean, like you said, I played against all the EYBL guys, but, seeing some of the younger guys and then like Adidas and Under Armour, it's fresh. I mean, it's new to play against. It's a good feeling playing against like other guys and seeing other skill sets.
Yeah. I remember talking to you after USA Basketball in October, and you were kind of outside the top 10, and what you said to me is like, no, I want to be inside the top 10. I want to be in the top 5. I want to be in contention for the #1 player. Like, you're always working towards that. What do you think has been the hardest thing for you in your game to try to get you finally there in the contention and people talking about you?
Just keeping all the outside noise away. Not really worrying about, what other people are doing and, just watching other people's, grind. I just try to stay focused on mine. And I know it's a long process, so staying patient has probably been, sometimes I want certain things to add to my game right now, and then I just want to stay patient, and it's a marathon, so.
Okay, and you finally cut your list to a top 10. It's time to talk to recruiting. Finally, you've gone your whole career just kind of brushing off the subject, and now we can finally talk about at least 10 schools. So it's, let me see if I can remember this. Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas, Florida, Texas, Washington, Memphis, and Oklahoma State, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you. And with that, the mixture makes a lot of sense, and then you kind of threw 2 curveballs in there. Memphis, which is like the hot new school that everybody kind of wants to check out and see what they're about, and Washington, who just landed 2 5-stars out on the West Coast. What was it about these 10 schools that kind of finally set them apart and made you want to say, like, these are the 10 schools that I'm going to narrow it down to?
I think the main thing for me was just the head coaches and, like the systems that they run and then how they approach me and the systems that, like, how they feel like I can fit into their game. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I had so many other great coaches recruiting me, and it was really hard to say no to them, but, these coaches stood out. They made great pitches early, and then they stayed consistent, so I think that was the main thing.
I think I left out Virginia too, right? They're in the top 10? Yeah. Oh, okay. But I didn't say Virginia. Let's talk about them. National champions, I'm sure you've watched them a lot. They've seen to be on you from what I know. I know I've seen the coaching staff at a lot of their games. Do you plan on getting out to see them and take a visit?
That's in the plan. 10 schools is hard to cut it down to 5 visits, so I'll try to get some unofficials in too. I don't know how it'll work with who gets the official, who gets the unofficial, but I'm going to try to see all the schools as much as I can, for sure.
This summer, you think, before you narrow things down, or what?
The summer, and then probably the officials will be like before, like early in their season or football season for them or whatever.
Give me one school that's kind of on that list that you know that you want to get to see, for an official or unofficial visit, just to see what they're about.
I heard that Duke officials are, crazy.
Countdown to craziness.
Right. I heard Kentucky officials are crazy. Just seeing, I heard Washington is like one of the best schools to visit because their fan base is ridiculous. So there's a couple of schools that I really want to get to see and get to know a little bit better.
Saw Isaiah Stewart kind of recruiting you right away after you made your top 10.
Yeah, he's the man, for sure. He's the man. He beat us. He beat my Verg twice, but he's the man for sure.
What did he say to you? It was just that tweet? Did he, send you a text, come through, or what?
Nah, he just, just on social media, he was just saying, Washington.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of different players from all the schools in the top 10 that are saying that, so.
Okay, and Texas and Oklahoma State, I know you're from Texas, and those are kind of close to home in the sense where that's where you're from, and then you got Florida, where Mount Verde is. What's your relationship like with those 3 coaches, and has it been a long time coming? Have you been talking to them for a while?
Coach Boynton from Oklahoma State was the first coach to ever offer me. He was an assistant whenever he offered me. And then he stayed consistent throughout. So we built a really good relationship. And then Coach Shaka Smart, Texas, home state school, he's been consistent early. He stayed on me. And then Florida, whenever I went out to Mount Verde, is whenever they first started reaching out. And then since then, it's just been.
Well, yeah, because Andrew Nemhard's brother is on your team, right?
Right, Andrew. And then one of my best friends, Omar Payne, is going there. So I'll be there a lot for them and then just to check it out a little bit more.
Okay, and Greg Brown kind of has a few schools in the mix as well. I know Texas is on him in Memphis. Do you guys, your chemistry is so good on AAU circuit playing with the Texas Titans. Do you guys ever talk about maybe playing together in college?
I mean, it's hard not to. But I mean, a lot of other people do the talking about it for us. So
Yeah.
we kind of try to stay away from that topic a little bit. But I mean, I love playing with Greg. Obviously, he's a whole nother level of basketball. So he's phenomenal. So I mean, of course, I want to play with him.
And I think Kansas is the last school that we didn't talk about, so I have to ask about them. How's that relationship been with that coaching staff? I know I saw them watching you at the first live period. Have you been to Kansas for a visit, or have they had it in home?
I haven't been to it, but Coach Howard, he was on staff when my brother was at SMU, so kind of known him for a while. And then he's been recruiting me for a long time, so it's been a good relationship. And Coach Self, I mean, he's great, so talking to him is always good.
So you want to try to get to as many of these 10 schools as possible and then narrow it down. When do you think you're going to narrow it down to maybe to like a 5 or a 3?
As soon as possible. I mean, I didn't really expect. I've never really been a fan of people putting out top 10s just because, like, I mean, it's 10 school. I feel like you can cut it down to a little bit less than that, but it was just so. I really started to understand it's so hard to cut it down. So whenever I can, I think I'll cut it down some more.
And then when do you want to ultimately get your decision done? Do you think, because some players like to just get it done right away so they can focus on their senior season, or wait it out, see how other classes develop, or who stays at college and who goes to the NBA? What are you more leaning towards?
Whenever I know, I'll announce. I mean, I'm not really a fan of waiting, and if I know where I'm going, I'm gonna commit, and then try to get other people to go. So shout out to my man Zay Todd and Terrence and my boy Mikey.
Well, thank you so much, Cade, for the update. For more information on Cade Cunningham, keep it at rivals.com.